All right, all right. We are jumping into our live session here. So as you already know, there will always be a slight delay, about 20 seconds or less from any third-party application into YouTube Live. So as you are beginning to jump in, definitely say hello. Let us know where you are watching from. Great to have so many international folks with us. So again, welcome to all of you. And just wanted to say hello to all of you as you are joining the live session. So we are going to get started here in just a few seconds, but I definitely want to hear from my folks, say hello, and let us know where you are watching from, whether you're in the US, you're outside the United States. Tell us what beautiful country you are from, and then we will definitely get started here right away. Good to see all the hellos. Hello. Shout out to Samira. Hello, good to see you. A shout out to my boy. Hello. Good morning. Hey, Zach. Good morning to you. Good to see the bunny. Sabrina here live in the house. Isa, hello. Bruno, my good friend from the great country of Portugal. Welcome. Ming, hello, welcome. By the way, I will be sending you that information once this live is over. I did get your email, so thank you for that. Hello from Luxembourg. Hey, awesome. I'm going to make sure that I do not speak very fast for my good friends from other countries that maybe English is not the primary language. Hey, good day from Australia. Love everything about Australia. Hello. Susana, buenos dias. Bienvenidos to our traders in Espanol, Spanish. Welcome. Hey, welcome from the UK. All right. Love it. And again, welcome again. Okay, so let's jump into it. I can only give you about 45 minutes today. I've got a coaching session at 10 a.m. So I do want to give myself about a 15-minute break in between. So we're going to go for about 40 to 45 minutes, which will include the equities opening at 9:30 as well. And hello from Baltimore. Good game last night. If you are a Ravens fan, I was watching about half of that Ravens-Bengals game. Okay, so let's jump into the analysis here. And let me go here back into my chart. Okay, so let's start with crude oil. Again, just a reminder, it is Friday. Do not get stuck if you are trading. Okay, I've already got a trade that hit overnight, so I am not trading today. I normally do not trade on Fridays unless something is just like screams at me and I break down and take it. But I do not plan really to trade today because I am busy the rest of the day unless I see something here on this live session. And again, get in, get out. Listen, I actually want to go on camera here for just a minute. Listen, I got to read. Dropping down my new hat here. I got to read a lot of those of you that are members, I got to read some of the things that you posted yesterday, and I wanted to digest it tonight. And I'm going to kind of go here so I can show the screen as well. Listen, it's okay. Okay, listen, we've all have blown accounts. We've all have made mistakes. The biggest thing I want everyone to learn moving forward, and I'm going to do a better job myself of just continuously trying to put on the charts a stop loss area, because if it goes past there, it is going to reverse. But I need you on the other side. Let me go full screen here. I need you on the other side to start learning more discipline. Listen, if you have $500 and you let your account go down to $100, hoping that trade is going to miraculously turn around, it probably will not. Right? It probably will not. Every once in a while, we get lucky. But if that's your norm, if that's what you usually do, you are going to struggle here. And I don't want you to struggle. I'd rather you cut your trade especially if it's going against you. When you're down $100, which again, out of $500, that's a 20% loss. You should never risk 20%. But let's say you do, right? You still have $400 to be able to grow your account. Once you're down to 100, what happens to you psychologically is very, very difficult to recover from. So, again, you've got to be able to cut your losses. But listen, again, let me just be real with you, right? I don't know how many people are real on these platforms anymore, but listen, there is nothing that you have done that I have not done myself multiple times. It took a lot of lessons to get to where I am today. I hope that I can help you reduce some of those heartaches by telling you over and over, stop, get out, it's time. Or if it's late in the day, I see people posting, keep trading at 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon when you've already made profits in the morning, or even if you haven't made profits in the morning. In my opinion, if you hit that 2 to 3% threshold that you won for the day or you lost for the day, especially if you lost the day, you should be walking away from your phone. You should be walking away from your computer. You should be gathering your thoughts, getting into a more positive mindset, and then coming back the next day and looking for the best trade opportunities. I can guarantee you that revenge trading hardly ever works. We all get lucky sometimes, but you cannot sustain trading if you are always going to be from a position of revenge trading. Okay. So we are going to do a much better job moving forward. Hello from India. Great people in India. Great people in India. We are going to be doing a much better job as we move next week into our new app, our new platform. There will only be a dedicated space for charts. And what I plan to do is every chart that will be posted in there, there will be no chat feature allowed in that chart. It'll just be a chart. So all you can do in that one space is look at a chart. Everything will have stop loss and take profits so that you know exactly where you need to get in and where you to get out. So if you're excited about that extra feature, go down to the comments and drop the number 1. If you are going to be transitioning with us into the new app and the new platform, and you want a space that's just with charts, meaning there is no chat, you don't get lost like you do in the Telegram. If you just want that space with take profit and stop loss already given to you, so there's no thinking about it, right? You put in your numbers and that's it. Go down to the comments and drop the number 1, because I think maybe that's going to help some of you that are struggling about when to get out. Listen, there's going to be a red line. And if the red line hits, you got to get out. And the best thing to do is already put it in your stop loss, in your phone, in your computer, and be done with it. Go enjoy the rest of your day. There's only 2 things that happens on every trade. You either win it or you lose it. The third possible thing is that you cut it off early. You can cut a loss early and say, I just don't like it. I'm going to take a small loss. Or you can take a small profit and say, I'm just going to get out. So those are the only options in trading. There are no other options. Okay. So we'll definitely be dropping that in. And again, we'll be giving you more information on there as well. Okay. Awesome. So let's get back into the chat. That's my fatherly talk for this morning to all of you. Okay. So we are looking at crude oil. We are looking at the 8-hour chart. Now, again, folks, listen, right? We don't need to be rocket scientists and say, okay, listen, we're dropping, right? I don't care where you put a trend line. This is just to show you that we are dropping. We really do not like to swim against the tide. It is very difficult sometimes to swim against the tide. So, this here could have been possibly seen as a false breakout, which it was on the 8-hour chart. Everything else is pretty much getting pretty aligned to this trend line here. Okay. That's the 8-hour chart. Now, when we go over to our, daily chart, okay, we can see that we did have a bounce right off the zone here, which ironically enough was right at that, pretty close to that 72 perfect number. Now, again, we are trending down, right? The buys are going to be riskier. Understand that. We're going to give you some zones here in just a second in case maybe you can scalp, but understand that buys in this market condition right now are going to be a little bit riskier. Okay. So again, we're probably not going to reach this high. We still have a lot of levels we have to break. So I'm not even going to put a Fibonacci level on the daily because we're probably not going to get that high. So let's kind of break down this right here. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this trend line for now. As we move down, let's go into our 4 hour, because I think the 4 hour is kind of giving us some data here that's going to be useful for us. And we will start with our trusted Fibonacci level, right? We definitely had the pull down here. That was the day yesterday that was not so favorable. Here's the one thing I will say is that usually when you see a big candle like this is usually what happens. We have push, we have retracement, and then we have a continuation. Okay. And that's what I'm seeing over here. So listen, I'm not buying anything, right? If we can get up to this area, that would be a sell situation. I would definitely not look into buying crude oil at this point, right? Again, we can all maybe get lucky and scalp, but I want to give you the best advice possible. And for me right now, it is telling you that would be based on market structure. That would be the best opportunity for you to capture some pips on a Friday, is up in this area. Okay. Now, again, if price falls, if price falls back down to this level, okay, and this is a level. If I went further out to the left on the 4 hour, that would be a level. Then a couple things can happen here. Number one is, again, I like that level, but I just don't want to be a buyer. I mean, even today on a Friday, right? Are we going to come back down to the session lows or the lows from yesterday? I don't know, right? We don't know that. So I think this is going to be your one trade opportunity. I think if you can allow price to get up here, and I'm going to put this big because I think anywhere up here would be best. This is the 50. I would even like it to come up a little bit higher. So, there is a zone here we may reject, but anything near this area to me is going to give you massive value. And again, as promised, I mean, this would have to look something like this. Anything above the 88 could possibly reverse back up. So this is going to be kind of a tight stop loss. If you're going to be a 61.8 trader, then we're looking at bringing this back down towards the zero. Okay. So it would be something like that. That's what it would look like for you. Okay. If you want to go a little bit deeper towards a 77, then that would be this for you, right? That opens the trade to almost a 5-to-1 level if you think we may get that high. Okay. If you start seeing rejection on a smaller time frame, maybe you get in somewhere in the middle. Okay. Somewhere in the middle still gives you about a 2.5 to 1% trade opportunity. So I think somewhere in this category is going to give you an opportunity to get in and grab the magic, especially for a Friday, right? 20 points. Please do not try to, if you want to hold the trade longer, you can, but that's the magic that works on crude oil, meaning, almost guaranteed that you can get a wick to give you just 20 points. Okay. So whether you're here, somewhere in here, understand that we do have a zone between the 50 and the 61.8. Let's see if it can break a little bit of the zone, come up a little bit higher. That's where I would look for a sell opportunity with regards to crude oil. Okay. That's definitely where I would be looking. And I would not be looking, even if price comes back down. Okay. I would just be cautious. And, even though we know patterns make, W shapes, right? I would be cautious that we would stop here and that we don't go further down. So to me, the play is going to be only this sell opportunity. Okay, if this is making sense to you, drop the number 5 in the chat. If this setup is making sense to you, if you can see what I see here, drop the number 5 in the chat, because I want to be able to confirm that everyone here understands kind of what is happening, right? We are looking at a retracement that is happening in the market. And, if you are a 50%, hey, Rob, thank you for sharing that. That is such a funny profile picture, by the way. uh, if you are a 50% trader, then stick to the 50%, right? Stick to the 50%. The 50% would look like this, right? Everybody has a trading plan. We're going to be talking more about trading plans, by the way. If you're a 50% trader, then your trade will look something like this, right? It's a little bit over a 1-to-1 opportunity, okay? Or maybe if you're a 50% trader, you don't hold it to the 88. Maybe you hold it to the 77. Then you give yourself almost a 3-to-1%. So do you see here? And this is what we're going to be really focusing on in our members group. Actually, I don't want to go full screen yet. Do you see here how by changing your trading plan just a little bit, where you want to get in, where you want to get out, and having a plan for exit, that I think is the biggest problem with most people. It happened to me. Again, let me keep saying this over and over and over again. I will never tell you something that I didn't do myself. Okay. I won't walk you down a path that I have not done myself. Right. So this is something I did 1,000 times. Right. But I learned that whether you have a mental stop loss, an alert stop loss, or a physical stop loss, you need it to preserve capital, because I could always get back in. Let me give you a scenario here, right? You can always get back in if price shoots up above, right, and takes out your stop loss. Do not get sad, because guess what? You now wait for price to close below the zone. And then, let's make this green, and then you take price back down to where you originally wanted to take it, right? So you can rebound from a situation where it hits your stop loss. You would, in this situation, just let it go as high as it wants. But guess what? If it comes back down, all you need to do is very simple. Kind of what I did in that CAD JPY trade I shared in our members area this morning, right? You just put a sell stop, right? This is the beauty about sell stops, that if it triggers on the way down, let me get rid of this. If it triggers on the way down, right, guess what? It activates. And then you can still look to grab some profits. So do not get all bent out of shape when you lose a trade or it goes against you. Be patient, because sometimes we all lose a trade because of a false breakout. And then we get so discouraged. And then 20 minutes later, what happens? Oh my God. Had I stayed in the trade, I would have won. And then you start doubting yourself. Instead, take the small loss, go back and set up a sell stop in this scenario, exactly where you wanted to get in, and then watch your profits happen on the back end. Does that make sense? Has anyone here, and you can put this in the chat, has anyone here been in a trade where it hit your stop loss or you closed it and an hour later it went exactly the direction that you thought? Has that happened to you? Because it's happened to me 1,000 times, right? So if that's happening, right, say yes in the chat. If that's happened to you, that a trade went against you and then, an hour later it turned around. So this is one way that you can look to cure that, is you can say, okay, we have about 10 minutes. It's happened, right? I see Sabrina saying yes with an LOL, right? It has happened to everybody. Yes, very often. And then what happens? I know you think this because I thought this. Oh my God, the market is going after me. Oh my God, somebody is watching my trades on my broker and they do not like me. They don't like my $500. Even though there's $7 trillion being moved right now, they want my $500 in my account and they're after me. And we begin to get paranoid that the stock market is against me. Trust me, they're not against you, because while you're losing 100, somebody else is making 1,000,000, right? They would go after the 1,000,000 over the 100. But it's just this whole thing is a psychological game, by the way, right? The people who stay in this game long finally get the psychological part. The buy and the sell is easy. It's the psychological part. And the easiest part is not when to enter a trade. The easiest part is when do you get out of a trade, whether you're winning or whether you're losing. Okay. So obviously, those are things that happen all the time. So let's get back into full analysis. We see some movement here happening on crude oil. We are dropping into that area right now for this type of retracement. And again, there's times that the retracements do go, a little bit higher. I just think this is a big move. I think a retracement in here is going to be pretty awesome if we can get that push back up a little bit more. Again, if you're a 50% trader, this would be your setup. If you're a 61% trader, this should be your setup. If you are a 78%, this is your setup. And guess what? If you're an 88%, you're going to want to let it go all the way. Then you switch your stop loss to above this wick over the 100, and you get in somewhere between the 88 and the 61. Do you see how this little shift, right? This is an amazing tool. This little shift tells you what you're going to risk. If you're going to get in at the 50, you're under a 1-to-1. If you're going to get in at the 61, you're a little bit over a 1-to-1. If you're going to wait for a little bit higher, you're going to get in at the 2.25-to-1. If you're going to get in at the 88, you're a 5-to-1 risk to reward, right? So again, these are the things that you have to look for. And you all know that at market open, you might see a push in one direction. And again, remember the goal is right here. Okay. Remember the goal, especially if it's Friday. Okay. Now, if you have other objectives, that's on you. But again, after 20, you've got to protect your trade, and you have to be able to tell yourself, okay, where am I going? Okay. And I think this is so important right here, right? Good to know that I'm not alone on this, right? CFD's brokers, are they on the level? Yeah, exactly. So, sometimes, depending on the broker you trade for, I'm not going to tell you there's not, stuff happening behind the scenes, because I'm sure there is, right? I'm sure the powers to be, right? Well, how many insider traders do you think that there is just with the government alone that's happening, right? How do they make their millions? They know what's going on, right? We don't. They know what's going on, and they'll prosecute once every 10 years so the people can be happy. You know how much insider trading is happening at all levels of government? It's crazy, right? But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about what we can do to add a little extra income to our portfolios and just become better at what we do. Okay. So we've got about 8 minutes. So I'm going to keep this on here. If you want to take a quick screenshot, you can. I do want to jump into gold, as I promised someone I would go into a quick gold analysis for Friday. So take a screenshot of this. We are getting near. If you see this come up into the red box, send me a comment in the comment box so I can see it, because I'm going to be transitioning over to gold here for just a minute. And again, keep in mind, we are about 7 minutes from the open of the equities open. Okay, let's jump over into gold. I know we saw a drop earlier because I was watching it, and I had gotten some alerts on gold. So let's stick with a 4-hour because we are looking to intraday gold. Let's see. We came to, okay, we did come almost to the 88. So I love it. We're in the discounted area on gold. Price action to me on gold right now is definitely saying sell on gold. We might see a retracement at the market open. Okay. If we do see a retracement on the market open, assuming that is our low, let's make this white. Okay. Okay, awesome. So if we do see a retracement on the, if we do see a retracement, let me see what this low was. This low was yesterday. So this was the low yesterday. If we do see a retracement on gold, again, this is a big candle with a lot of liquidity. I think maybe something in here would be a nice entry for gold, somewhere between the 50 right in here would be a nice entrance if we can get that retracement back up for market open to go like this. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. Okay, so we are at a level of support right now, as indicated by not only the charts, right, but also by the Fibonacci. And let me just see something real quick. Absolutely. Okay, so we are at a level of support right now. So, boom, perfect. Okay, so if we do get a push up, again, gold is one of those pairs that I am not buying gold. I am strictly a seller of gold. Okay, I am strictly a seller of gold. Now, we did have a false breakout here. We have this wick that we have to account for. Okay, you've got to look at these things for intraday. Okay, if we close, let's go to the 15-minute real quick. Okay, if we get a candle to close here, let's make this red. I'm going to say we're going to our next level. I do see liquidity right here on gold. I'm not saying we're going to get there today, but this candle has been compromised. We got to get down to 1967. Okay, we definitely got to get down to 1967, and probably even this candle here is a lot of institutional money here. Probably got to stop at 1975 as well. So that's kind of the perspective for gold. If we can get this push up, right? Again, it's Friday, so do not enter anything to swing trade unless you want to pay some swap fees, right? I would look to sell. This would be kind of a sell area for gold if we get that retracement level. Now, for you, right? Some people are breakout traders, meaning the moment this candle begins to break here, you start selling, right? You'll get 20 pips doing that as well. So if you don't want to break, if you don't want to wait for the close, right, you can get 20 pips on a Friday just with an impulse candle if we come down below 1982. Okay, so I'm looking at 1982 right here, the bottom of this green candle. We've got to have the impulse below 1982. Okay, the green bottom candle there. Okay, if we get that impulse, right, we should be able to get 20 pips. Again, if you want to play it more conservative, then you are going to wait for, let me get rid of this. You are going to wait for candle, close, and then maybe a retracement back up to this area. And then our next stop, somewhere around 1976, 77, or 75, somewhere in there. We can never be exact. Okay. So let me go over the comments real quick. Gold never spent too much time in the 2000s. Yeah, absolutely. Gold is perfect just for shorting. Again, listen, this market right now is a little bit crazy. We are 2 minutes away from open. Listen, I'm going to go back to here real quick. The market right now is over manipulated 100%. Okay. There is not too much positive news happening with employment, job rates, and everything else. And the stock market, the indices have just gone crazy, right? There's a lot of institutional money moving markets right now. So I wish I could tell you that I trusted the markets like I did a year ago or 2 years ago, but I don't. And I think this is why it's been so successful to become a scalper versus trying to hit those home runs and grab those long-term investments, because you just are not seeing those in the markets as fluently, right? So again, this is why I like, listen, you're never going to go broke grabbing 20 pips a day, right? Growing your account. The biggest thing that people deal with here is greed and fear, meaning, or they want to grow their account overnight and they don't really want to invest time. So if you can overcome that, you're going to do so awesome in 2024. My goal is to be able to have, 2, 3, 4, 5 traders, making at least $1,000 a month. That really is my personal goal for people in my group, to get you to where you are making at least $1,000 a month trading, and growing a small account. We are going to be doing a small account challenge in the new app in 2024 as well. I'm going to help you with daily trades in the app on how to take $100 to $1,000 using a risk management plan. So whether you want to trade a separate account, whether that's your primary account, there will be daily analysis on how you can grab your percentage of 1% a day until we hit $1,000. Okay, so that's coming up as well. All right, let's go full screen. Let's go back to oil, let's see what we're doing. And I'll try to give you the best information I can as we are moving forward. We can see here we just had that wick right there. Could be a telltale sign, let's see, of the rejection of this area on a higher time frame. Okay, remember these areas are on a higher time frame. So right now we're looking around that 50. You know, I don't like to get in right at market open, but we did have all this rejection. Again, let's hope for a push up in this area. But again, I think somebody in the group was a 50% trader. Then maybe this is your area, right? Again, I'm going to see if we can get a push higher in here at market open. And again, this is like sweet. This is like, oh my God, that would be awesome if we can get this high anywhere in here. Okay, not bad. We have a risk plan in place, right? This would be ideal if it just shoots up real quick and you got to get in quick, right? And grab your 20. Or let's see if we get some rejection here happening at market open. So let's keep this full screen. Let's do this together as a family. And we shall go from here. We are now at 9:31. So market is open. You see a push, that 9:30 push. And then at 10 o'clock, we see a lot of contracts being filled as well. So again, we are seeing right now, let me make sure I am on full screen. Yep. Right. As of right now, market open. Let's see what it does during the first 15 minutes. If we cannot close that candle above that aqua line, then we might be able to grab our 20 points on a rejection of that zone on a higher time frame. Okay. So let's see if this 9:30 to 9:45 candle, and then we'll look at the 1 hour candle as well, closes above or below that aqua line. It's important to wait till the candles close unless you have a plan in place with an exit strategy, right? So I already gave you all those exit strategies depending on where you're choosing to get in on your trades. But again, let's see if there's an impulsive move here to get us back up a little bit higher. Everything right now shows like we're seeing some form of rejection of that area. Remember that zones are never a straight line. Okay, they're an area. Okay, they're an area. So an area, would look something like this, right? That would be an area. And let's make that white. So again, that's the area that we would need to clear if oil is going to go a little bit higher today. Let me check out where the session lows are for Friday. So these are our session lows, right? Well, we come back to test. These are going to be the session low right here. So these are SL session low right in here. Okay. So let's kind of wait. I'll monitor the chat and see what is going on. Let's see if we can get a push higher, which it seems like now we are pushing higher when it comes to crude oil. Okay, awesome. Hey, don't forget while you're waiting, if you have not yet entered a trade, you can definitely help me out by hitting that like button on this video. And then later when we're done, share the stream to others. I'm keeping these streams public for now, just to be able to give people some value. So again, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you are here brand new, we'd love to see you on our channel, joining our family. Hit that subscribe button. And again, for all of you listening, don't forget to turn on your notifications bell. I just had to help a few folks who weren't getting the videos to their phone is because they did not hit the all button for notifications. And I will be adding YouTube shorts coming up here soon, which is going to be quick 30-second analysis or information on stocks going into 2024. I began to dabble into buying stocks, and it's going very, very well. And I'll just give you the information. Whatever you do with it, that'll be up to you. But again, don't forget to hit all notifications so you don't miss the videos, and set up your phone to make sure that you're getting the alerts on your phone. Okay. So let's see what's happening here on oil. All right. I'm going to actually drop to a 5-minute chart because if I see price action, then that would give you an opportunity to jump in. So let's work off the 5-minute. Again, 9:35. So we've still got some time here. And there might be obviously there is a delay. Okay. So by the time you hear me say, this could be an area or we're going to wait, understand that you might have a 20-second delay or so getting to you. Okay. So we are watching this 5-minute candle. We have not yet broken and closed above that area. We did have an impulsive move here. So we know that this area here could be another landing zone for a 5-minute analysis because we already had a bounce and we also had support and resistance. So based on what I'm seeing right now, okay, we might be getting some rejection there. So this could be a very, I'm going to kind of give you some ideas. Okay, you decide what you want to do, right? I'm going to give you some ideas where your risk would be very minimal, right? In getting into something like this, okay, and taking it back down to these lows. So that would be a very minimal risk there. If you want to entertain grabbing, and that's 20 points, by the way, this trade right here, okay, it's 20 points. Again, this is a little bit more on the risk here. We gave you the bigger plan. But again, if maybe you want to try to scalp, 4 or 5 points at a time, right? And do that 4 or 5 times. This could be an opportunity with the 945 candle. If this comes down here, that's 25 points. Okay. That would be 25 points from that entry right there near that aqua line. Okay. We are seeing rejection in this area. So we may get a temporary retracement to give you your 15, 20 points. And that way I would take it down to at least this low right here at the bottom. So we are seeing that rejection right now. We are at the 937 candle. So we are in this, wrapping up this 3-minute candle, right, on crude oil. We are finishing up this 3-minute candle on crude oil. Let me know what you're doing in the comments. Let me hear from you. If our 50% trader already got in, let me know. Let me know what you are doing. Again, based on just 3 minutes, right? We are looking at this rejection of this 74.50 area. So again, opportunities are ready for at least 15, 20 points, depending on what you're doing. Okay, I'm looking at the chat. All right. So we are going to kind of monitor this, see what's going on. This is a very low risk, high reward type of opportunity just because of the rejection that we're seeing right now on the 75.50 area. Okay. So I'm going to kind of let that thing play out. And let me grab a sip of water. Okay. Let's see what happens here with this 3-minute candle. Okay. We're back up in that area. I'll be right back. Okay. So while that's happening here, let's take a look at what is going on. Let me know in the chat if you're going to be waiting for, okay, so we're seeing now price finally taking action around 940. So let me know if you're a 50% trader, if you're waiting for the 61.8, or if you're going to wait deeper into the zone. Let me know what you are going to do in this scenario here. So we are definitely going to be closing above the 74.50, it seems like. Let's see where we are at on this 3-minute candle. And we are going to move this chart right over here. And let's see what's happening on this impulse as we move forward. Again, this was just a small little opportunity. Some of you may have grabbed something. Some of you may have not. Some of you decided maybe to wait at that level. Again, we are at a level on the smaller time frames of that zone area that we just talked about. Okay, so let's kind of see what happens here, and then we'll go over to the bigger play as we move forward. Let me take a look at a couple things here real quick. Okay, awesome. Okay, and I've got about 5 more minutes on this session here. So let's see if we did get that rejection off that zone. Again, we're probably not going to come all the way down to here right now on this 3-minute candle, but we'll see. We'll see. If anybody's grabbed any points, if anybody's in the trade, definitely let me know what is going on. Okay, we've got somebody waiting deeper than the 61.8. Awesome. I'm waiting for the middle of the zone. Okay, cool. Hey, this is part of you having your trading plan, right? This is so important in having your trading plan. Awesome. Okay, so let me jump over to our situation here, over to gold real quick before I leave. So let's see here real quick. If anybody took the entry, yeah, you're only at 7 points or so. Let's see what happens. I doubt if we're going to get a full retracement back down off a 3-minute candle, but you might get enough of retracement there to come back down into the entire profit level. Just because we're seeing that rejection, that would be 25. You don't need to hold 25. Again, grab 20 and then protect it if you did get into this case as a rejection of the zone here. Okay, let me jump over to gold real quick, and then we will finish this analysis here. Let's see what's going on with our friends in gold. Okay. All righty, let's get back over to the 15-minute chart. Okay, so gold right now, definitely a lot of pressure. Okay, we're in that support area though. Okay, again, we want to see a candle impulse below 1982 if you're going to take gold down 30 pips to 1980, and we're getting very close to there right now. Okay, so if you want to keep an eye on gold, definitely keep an eye on gold. And then for those of you in the members chat, let me know what you did. I'll be back a little bit later in the afternoon just to check up on you and see finally if that oil trade activated for those of you in the higher zones, or if anybody was able to scalp some gold here as well. Again, I would not jump in gold right now just because of this right here. What happened earlier right here, right? We could see a reverse in this area. I would let price definitely come to this 1982, set a sell stop for 20 pips, and then I think you'll be good because at worst case, it's going to retrace a little bit up and then continue going further down on gold. Okay, awesome. Hey, if you got some value today, drop the word value in the comments section. As you can see here, it takes us to be patient in what we're doing. So awesome. Hey, a quick shout out. I don't know who you are with that slash, but put a name on these things. Come on, folks. Hey, grab $42 on this current red 5-minute bar. Awesome. Guess what? $42 is $42 you did not have before we started this live stream. Whether you make $1 or you make $42 or you make $42,000, this is why trading is so awesome. If you can get this right, the rest will come. Trust me, we're going to get you there. We've only been doing this together as a group for a couple of months. We're going to get you there. I can promise you that. Like, I'm going to be a little hard with people when I have to be hard with people, because I'm going to talk to you just the way I talk to my kids about it. And they trade as well. Okay. I've got one in high school who obviously is not legal yet, who's on a fake trading account, right? Who's turned $1,000 into $10,000 trading, right? I'm going to make sure that my kids are ready for any lifestyle as they move forward, right? My oldest one, I don't have to tell you how much money he's made in this market as a 29-year-old, he's the one that taught me how to trade. So this is a family investment for us. By the way, I'm looking at some retracement on gold, so get ready. You'll have a good opportunity. So again, thank you for being here. Thank you for the value. Those of you in the members area, we shall see you soon. Take care, everyone. Happy Friday. If you get a chance, even if it's $1, take a small withdrawal and reward yourself for even if it's $1. Okay, reward yourself. Trust me, there's a psychological thing I'm going with that as we move forward. Okay, thank you for being here. Remember, sharing is caring. Hit the share button, hit the like button, and if you're brand new, I hope to see you here. We will be doing live analysis, not on YouTube, because the new app, I can go live quickly on any chart and I don't have to do any setup. So that's going to be a huge advantage of joining us on the new app. See you soon.